Hi, my name is Eric and this is Skinny People United. If you haven't seen the first video, it might be a good idea to see it. But, just to recap, these next couple of videos, in no particular order, are going to show how I went from this to this. Today, the main focus will be on supplements. I'm going to talk about the supplements that I use and the benefits and importance of each one of them. At the moment, I'm using three main supplements. My first supplement being protein, second, creatine, and lastly, glutamine. Now, first things first, you're going to start with your foundation, the one thing that you need, or that's a must for building muscle, and which is your protein. Now, the big question is, what type of protein, or what kind of protein? And to answer that question, there's not really a correct answer because it really depends. Now, there's three main different types of protein that I want to go over. You have your whey concentrate, you have your isolates, and you have your casein protein. Now, the main type of protein that the majority of you are probably looking for or will probably end up taking are your whey concentrated protein. Now, this protein is generally inexpensive and an easy way to add some protein into your diet. But the downside to this type of protein is that sometimes it won't settle well with your stomach and it might produce gas or, in my case, explosive diarrhea. On the other hand, you have your isolates. So these are more pure. You have your whey isolates, your beef isolates, your egg isolates, your soy isolates. These are generally more expensive, but you should see more of a result with these because they absorb into your body faster. The type of protein that I take is beef protein. And the reason for this is because I'm semi-lactose intolerant. If you're lactose intolerant or semi-lactose intolerant like me, then most likely you can't take whey because whey is basically the watery part of milk after it curds. The downside of this is that you'll have to look for more expensive options or alternatives. And the only other alternatives are egg protein, soy protein, or beef protein. Personally, I chose to take beef protein, mainly because beef protein is cheaper, but also I felt as if it gave me more of a boost than the other two did. And also, it doesn't force me to spend an hour in the toilet than if I were to take whey protein. Lastly, you have casein protein. Casein protein is kind of like a time release protein where you take it post-workout or before you sleep, where it'll slowly release that protein into your body for the next 5 to 7 hours or so. I personally don't take it, but it is useful because after a long workout, it's useful to help you recover during the night. The next supplement that I would like to talk about is your creatine. Creatine is a must and should be one of the main supplements that you take with your beef protein. It helps with protein synthesis, which is basically muscle growth. Creatine is naturally found in our body and along with like a good variety of other foods as well. But when you cook it, then it usually destroys the creatine that's in it. Creatine gets some bad rep sometimes because people report certain side effects, but these are few to none. Also, you can't really overdose on creatine either because your body can only take a certain amount, and the rest of it you kind of crap out. Lastly, the main benefit of creatine is that it's generally very cheap, and you should be able to afford it easily along with whatever else you're using. The third and final supplement that I would like to go over today is glutamine. Glutamine is one of the main components of protein synthesis, and as you work out, you drain this amino acid. It's an essential for people who are cutting, and we won't really run into that issue because we'll be taking in lots of carbs and calories, but it's still very useful for us because it helps to keep our bodies from eating our muscle, and it helps in the healing and recovery process. It's also useful because glutamine is the primary energy source for our immune system, and since we drain it as we work out, it makes sense to refill it. To top it off, glutamine is generally pretty cheap, so you won't have to worry about breaking the bank if you buy it. So today we went over three of the main supplements that I used to get where I am and that I'm also still using to achieve my goal. Real quick, you have your protein, your creatine, and your glutamine. If you'd like more information on these supplements, you can do a quick search online and it'll go into more detail on the importance and the uses of these products. I hope this video was helpful to explain like the foundation of the supplements I use. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just leave a question in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching and happy training!